Aloha. Welcome everyone to the Wisdom Weavers of the World global film premiere Zoom call with our beautiful Wisdom Weavers of the World team and elders. We're so happy you joined us today, and we hope you're just buzzing with all the good energy from the film. I want to welcome you. I'm Kelly Kelsey, one of the co-founders of Wisdom Weavers of the World, and I'm talking to you from beautiful Kauai. We would love it if you would introduce yourselves in the chat box on YouTube and let us know where you're tuning in from. As you can see today, we have beautiful faces from all over the world right now here on our Zoom call. And so we want to celebrate this synchronized, beautiful pulse of love that we're all sharing together through our hearts and sending around the globe to nourish our Mother Earth home. So this is an exciting moment. We gathered in 2017 to create this beautiful pulse of weaving the wisdom of the elder wisdom of the world in 4 days of gatherings and ceremonies. And we had our film crew and we produced the film that you've just watched. And so today we'd like to offer the opportunity for our elders and our Wisdom Weavers team to talk about the film, talk about how it came into being, and also to inspire us in these very unique times on how we drop into our hearts and how we bring our gifts forward into the world. And so I would like to first begin by inviting Auntie Sabra Kauka, who's also here on Kauai, to open this circle, this virtual circle of love with a beautiful chant. Mahalo, Auntie Sabra.
She's muted.
You'll need to unmute yourself.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Well, greetings to each and every one of you. It's such a pleasure to see you from all over the world. And I welcome you. I welcome you to join me in unity and in aloha. Ea e kalama kahikina, kahiki mai aloha kupunahi. Kukali ai kali awai kini, waiale ale molale e ia e na puale mokihana, kamawai lua lani ua vehi e vehi ke ia aloha e. Aloha ku'one hana ue, aloha no, aloha e, mano kalani po, aloha e, aloha no, aloha e, mano kalani po, aloha e, aloha mai kako. Greetings to each and every one of you. Aloha.
Aloha. Mahalo, Sabra. Welcoming us all to feel these vibrations of aloha in all of our hearts. Well, I'd love to begin by introducing some of the beautiful hearts that helped create this film and create the energy of Wisdom Weavers. And to those of us that are on the Zoom call, I just invite you to raise your hand, like kind of give me a little wave and I'll call on you if you have something inspiring to share. So I'd love to start with lovely Suzanne Sweebold, one of our elders from Canada, and would love to hear from you, Suzanne. What was the call that brought you to Wisdom Weavers, to Kauai?
Well, the call is just my spirit. My spirit said, you're in. And I thought, this is what my spirit's been waiting for. Probably all my life. So it's been an honor. It's been a real journey that keeps going. And I see all you people, I'm very emotional. And it just makes me want to cry out of the beauty and glory and fabulousness of every single one of you. So I just say thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Suzanne. It's these beautiful tears of gratitude and joy that are the waters that are feeding the new life. And so these kind of gatherings of honoring each other in gratitude is so important. And so I want to echo that. And I want to pass it along to my sister Prajna. See if you have anything to share, because we were like the Wonder Twins bringing this into form here on Kauai, just sparking such beautiful sisterhood and play for all the details. And we'd love to hear from you.
Aloha all, grateful to be here. Feels like such an auspicious moment, in addition to it being Earth Day, just this time on our planet and all of the beautiful ways that the earth is showing us how amazingly resilient she is with just a little bit of a pause, a little bit of a break. You know, we're seeing animals. Here in New Mexico, we saw a wolf. I have friends here. We're just visiting. My husband and I are visiting, and we've never seen a wolf before. And our friends have lived on this road for more than 20 years and have never seen a wolf. And so it just feels like this amazing time where waters are running clear and we're connecting in such beautiful ways. So each moment that we come together to stabilize the codes, the energies, the frequencies, the love of our new earth, it just becomes more grounded and stabilized in this space. So there's a lot going on a lot of different levels. And in this moment, I just say hello from a space of deep gratitude and reverence for everyone that's here and everyone from around the world that's really working with their hearts and their hands so earnestly to collectively architect our new world that is in right relation with all life and right balance. So thank you for being here and for all of the amazing work you're each doing.
Thank you, Prajna. Thanks for bringing in the animal allies too, because it has been remarkable feeling the telepathic communications I'm experiencing, even with the wild chickens here in Hawaii. They're like, hey, your breakfast looks good. Can we have some? And I've been sharing, feeling the love. Okay, well, I would love to welcome some comments from Jeffrey if you're feeling inspired. Jeffrey was our film producer who gathered an incredible crew from around the world to come and just so smoothly document the 4 days of council and gatherings so that we could have this film and all the photos. And it's just such an honor and just delight. I feel like he's a heart brother for life. So I love you, Jeffrey, and thanks for all your love for Wisdom Weavers.
Thank you, Kelly. And thank each one of you who's here. Yvonne and Violet, I'd love to see your faces because you're such a part of the film group that made this happen. There's Violet. There's a lot of other filmmakers. There were basically 9 of us, and I had a dream to gather the elders of the world together because we needed to hear their message. And then like about 3 days later, I found out about the gathering that was happening in Kauai, and I had like 1 week to bring together some people, and Yvonne and Danielle were already on board, and they were the like real heart and center of the filmmakers. And Danielle Garcia edited this beautiful film, and actually Yvonne and Danielle created the music, which so beautifully takes you into the heart of what's being said and supports it. We worked in a really unique way. Often on a film team, you know, it's a sort of like a patriarchal triangle, and we worked as a circle. Like it was really clear that was the only way to work. And so we each followed our hearts and filmed what we felt called to film that day. And Danielle just did an incredible job putting it together. And Violet, our social media person, has also done all these like beautiful films from the video that we gathered. And Ilarion says the time of the lone wolf is over. We all have to work collectively now. And he says, let go of the side of the river. Don't try to hold on to what you knew, and let go and go into the flow of the center of the river, which is what life wants and what the earth wants and what's pulsing and the new birth that's happening. And since that gathering, I can tell you my heart has gone deeper and deeper into healing all of my ancestral legacies. And I've gotten closer with my family and earth. I'm working with the earth every day, meditating, and I feel the mycelium of the earth entering my whole being. And I feel like we also as people are mycelium. We're a healthy network that can really help this accelerate the birth of what needs to happen, which is to come back to right relationship with all of our animals and humans are not the only ones here. There's so much life here, and we have to remember our place and remember the original instructions. Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. And Piro. Piro was one of our wonderful co-coordinators behind the scenes all along and has just poured her energy into being, we call her our flow facilitator, as we're restructuring how our organization works more as an organism in an organic term. And so just so grateful to you, Piro, for being the communicator and the brain of keeping us all synced up.
Thank you, Kelly. Yes, it's such an honor to be here with all of you because, as we all know, I think most people feel that the world is shifting right now, and the indigenous peoples, through their trials and tribulations has kept this wisdom that we're able to bring it out to the world now. Thank you to all the elders, including Ilarion, who's not here with us, our main elder, who co-founded Wisdom Weavers with Kelly. And we always say that we need to walk our talk, or we can't bring out to the world what we don't have inside ourselves. So we try to grow so we can work together from the heart place, as well as using our minds. We're using all sorts of modern technology, like right now, Zoom, YouTube, Facebook. We got our team members actually monitoring all the comments and questions, as well as they'll be feeding some of your questions and comments to us. So please type in any questions you have for the team, the elders, the filmmakers, as well as any comments, and we will feed them to Kelly, the moderator, in a little bit. But anyway, so we're working with our hearts and minds combined, and here we are. We're really grateful to have you all over the world with us, joining our hearts. Thanks.
It feels so good to feel all these threads of the wisdom that I've been hearing for these years coming through everyone's voices today, and really feeling that unity of the wisdom rising like new flower buds in spring. And that was a lot of the prophecy that was shared, was that as the great imbalances were happening, these wisdom streams had to be buried. They had to be protected and kept safe until the right time, so that they could come out and be rewoven together, and that we would all need each other to bring our peace, for it to be a complete hoop of life, to be a complete tapestry again. And so again, we just thank everybody, as the film said, for showing up with your gifts in these times. Wherever you are in the world, your unique gifts and your voice and your gentle heart whispers are the precious seeds that are going to regrow this garden together. So pretty soon here, I'd like to open it up to some questions from our YouTube audience. And at the moment, I want to see if there's anyone else here in our Zoom call that has anything they'd like to share. Hi, Helen. Oh, good. I'd love to hear from you. I was hoping you'd show your face. We have Helen Corbett, one of our elders, who's also in Canada. you like
I'm sitting right here beside Suzanne and surrounded by all these, you can see whale bones in the background, if that's showing up. And thank you for inviting us. It's just like this shower of benediction, as I was saying to you earlier, to be back on that island in Hawaii. It all came back. That this happened in 2017, right near the end of the year. To see all your faces and just instantly connect with that love that we shared, that was so powerful and comes through in this film so beautifully. And who would think that it's now 2020 and we're now the ones who are kind of caged, and the animals, just as Prajna was talking about, the animals are on the streets. I can see the deer like right outside the window in the Rocky Mountains here. Like they're just ambling up the streets, like, thank God those humans are not around us right now. And so, yes, it's powerful. And, you know, I hope Suzanne can talk a little bit more about, we are constrained right now in where we can go outside, but that journey inside is beckoning and it's so amazing. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Yes, and later in the call, that will be one thing at the end, is it'd be great to have some people share what are some of the practices of how you drop into your heart, and what are the things that help you to realign with this inner spaciousness that we're cultivating now. So maybe people can think about that. I am getting some questions. People are inquiring if there are going to be more films. And this is just the beginning. The best is yet to come. Of course. Yeah, we have some beautiful visions for wisdom weavers and inspirations to continue with webinars. In fact, right now I'll say we're going to have another Zoom YouTube call with elders this Saturday, April 25th. That information is available. I think it'll be here on our YouTube channel, the information, as well as our website and our Facebook page. So like Ilarion and Grandmother Mona from Arizona will be some other elders on that call. And we want to keep, we're going to call this kind of the Elders Wisdom Series, that will continue to hold space for people to hear from the elders and to drop into their hearts and to share new inspirations of how we're moving forward as a human family and what's coming through people's hearts. So there will definitely be more films, we hope, more gatherings once we're moving about. We hope Wisdom Weavers can be a hub where other organizations can post events that they're doing, so that it'll be this pulse of heart connection with the earth and with each other around the globe. Let's see, any other questions coming in? Yes, Violet, we'd love to hear from you, sister, our social media goddess.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that we actually we have been putting out a series of videos as well with longer interviews that were not featured in the film. So you can see more of Auntie Sabra's shares. There's a couple of those on our YouTube channel, and we're going to continue to put out longer versions of some of the quotes that you saw in the film on our social media channels. As well as if you peruse through our website, you can find a lot of additional content, a lot of additional wisdom shares through various means, both through videos and through graphics as well. We have Q&As with a lot of the elders listed in the like sacred teachings section of our website. And so, yeah, we're basically cultivating a platform that can bridge generations and cultures and lifeways all around the globe. So it's a really amazing time for this project to be launched into the world in the face of all the uncertainty that's happening. And we're so grateful to have you all with us.
Yay, thank you, Violet. And you just sparked something in me that I really want to emphasize too, is that we very much want to build a platform for the youth to have their voice be heard as our future elders. And in the film you saw, there was some filming at several schools here on Kauai. And the lovely chanting by the youth in the film was at our local Kanui Kapono school, which is a Hawaiian cultural school. And so that was all live songs of the youth singing for the elders and welcoming them in such a beautiful sunrise ceremony. So I'm getting some questions now that I'd love to ask our panel again is, what have been some of the effects of wisdom weavers in your personal life and out in the world that you've seen or want to share? Because I remember hearing so many incredible impacts right after our gatherings. And so wanted to put that out, especially Jeffrey, I know you had some powerful healings that took place for you. And so would welcome any reflections.
Well, I have a much deeper, closer relationship with my son, who is also part of the film crew. And that came out of working together and a sort of forgiveness ceremony that happened impromptu at the end of our filming. There was an Ho'oponopono ceremony that happened where we all asked for forgiveness and forgave. And it was ancestral, it was personal, and it was really powerful. All the men were like hugging each other, and the women were surrounding us and crying. I feel like a lot of the reason that humans are so out of sync Earth and all the creation is we have this legacy of war that's been handed down and trauma that's been handed down generation. And so much of that is sort of percolating up and healing inside of me. And a lot of it I've been doing actually lying with my belly on the earth, face down, sending an umbilical cord from my navel into the earth and allowing what I don't need to go into the earth for the earth to eat. And then I drink the earth, the gold light of the earth, or the mycelium of the earth, and connect with that and allow it to like fill up my whole body. And I do that with my son and with the sun and my heart. I send an umbilical cord into the heart of the sun, and I send what I've inherited to the sun up the umbilical cord. And then I drink the gold light of the sun, fill my heart with the sun, and then I radiate that throughout my whole body. And I've been doing this for years, but in the last few weeks, it's gone to a whole nother level. Like there are places in my heart where I felt really like I didn't want to be on this earth. And I think they came from when I was very, very, very young. And now I feel so welcomed and so supported by the earth and by all my relatives. And like I just have a really open heart now. And a lot of the pain that was there has dissipated. I've done a lot of crying and shedding of grief, ancestral grief that wasn't even mine. So that's been sort of my personal process, and it's been very informed by nature. And it was very much started as a seed in our gathering. You know, the wisdom elders kind of catalyzed that, and the healing between men and women. Like I'm healing my relationship with my wife on a much deeper plane now too. We're just so we're getting to such a loving, sweet place, and I'm so grateful to be part of this circle. Mahalo.
Thank you for sharing, Jeffrey. Yeah, that just, it feels like love is the new currency. I mean, it's always been what creates life, but to literally give it the value of the currency replacing a false economy is part of what I feel is the shift in my life. And how can I share that currency of love with everything, even the things that I had no relationship before, honoring, like, who are you and what is your gift? Wow, I've never connected with you before. And having that curiosity of a child to face the newness. Yes, hi, Helen.
Hey, I just wanted to echo what Jeffrey just described with that very impromptu masculine healing ceremony. Now you have to understand, when this whole gathering was filmed, we were surrounded by microphones, cameras from every possible angle, the drone going overhead. But when that thing happened, nobody could predict it. It was like this giant pile-on of all these men crying out of this very deep pain. And because they were operating all the technology, it was never recorded. But I know for almost all of us there, we'll never experience anything again as powerful as that moment. And it was recorded in a sacred, invisible way.
Mm. That was beautiful. I'm glad you honored that, because it really was the seed of forgiveness and honoring that humans have done all kinds of horrible things in our past, but it's how we move forward together and how we touch each other's hearts and how we hold the space of transformation and forgiveness for everybody in the world at this time. We're all carrying the burdens of our ancestors, and we can all hold space of forgiveness for everybody. So thank you. I'm getting some more questions in right now as well. Let's see. This is one thing. So one question was, who is an elder and how does one become an elder? And this has been a really powerful question that Kuyoch Alarion has reminded us, that elderhood is recognized by a community. It's someone that carries wisdom, and that there can be 3-year-old elders that come in and have that spark of connecting us with what's real. And so we honor our elders of age because they have the wisdom of their life, and we also honor the elders who carry wisdom in their souls. And so we invite the spark of wisdom, though, in everybody to find places to shine. And so it's generally elders are recognized by their communities. And Alarion was acknowledged at the age of 4, I believe, as the spiritual elder for his people, the Unangan people of the Pribilof Islands out in the Bering Sea. And so he has been guided by his elders to carry forth the traditions of his people, as well as becoming, his name means a bridge, an arm extending, bringing ancient wisdom into modern times. And so he is truly fulfilling that name that was given to him, as he has helped bring all this modern hearts together through modern technology, so ancient wisdom can shine forward in a new way. So another really potent question someone has also asked is, what can communities in underprivileged indigenous communities, what can they be doing at this time? And this is the question of our time, is how do we weave the resources and the wisdom and the love that we all have and share it to whoever needs it? And that's one of our missions of Wisdom Weavers, is to be a resource for information, for awareness of what's happening in different communities, and as well as to flow money and resources and volunteers, so that the gifts that we each have can be the medicine for where the healing is needed and the support is needed. And so I invite anyone who's watching, if you have projects, connect with us. If you have gifts, if you have resources that you want to donate to communities that are earth, guardians, and that are tending these beautiful sacred sites around the earth, like, it's time for us to show up for these elders and their communities and the youth that are protecting, like in, Standing Rock, the communities that stood up to protect the waterways. And one group that's particularly calling out to Wisdom Weavers right now personally is the island of St. George in Alaska, is struggling to be the eyes and the heart of the marine mammals and the fish and the balance of life in the Bering Sea, which is this incredible abundant place. And so we'll be talking about that more, that we can highlight different communities that need our support. So we very much want to be a hub to highlight these kind of opportunities and for support to flow. Let's see. Another question, someone's asking, how does one join Wisdom Weavers of the world? So we have our website, wisdomweavers.world, and there there's a page that says contribute, and we're going to be streamlining that to have ways to see what we're needing in terms of, we need volunteers. All of this has been a grassroots mycelial organic growth, and so we're kind of making it up. I said we're creating the wheel as we're driving down the road, is kind of how I feel sometimes. And so we welcome your gifts and your support. If you have specific calling in your heart, send us a message through our connect@wisdomweavers.world email address. We have our contact page there. We also have our Facebook page, and then we also now have a Facebook group, Wisdom Weavers in the World. And so we want to highlight, again, other organizations that are doing beautiful kindred work of like heart. And we just trust that it's going to keep growing. And then another big thing is, please share the film through your networks, because we feel like this film is like a spark to awaken many hearts. And we have it in over 12 languages available here on the YouTube, on the film link under the little settings icon, so people can see it in many languages as well. Let's see, anyone else on our Zoom call have any comments about that? Yael, you've been working so hard on the translations and networking us around the world. Anything you want to say?
I'm more here to listen, but yeah, I would add that from the elders that I have met, which are amazing people, they never announce themselves elders. Like, someone could be my elder, but someone else could say he's not my elder, or someone else is like a favorite author, or you know, a beloved aunt or uncle. But they are masters of love. When they get together, I think you could see it in the film also a little bit. They just share this love. They're like just artists of love. They have this unconditional love that they can just look at you and see the core of good in you, even if you have forgotten it, even if others in your family and your world don't know it. They look at you and it shines, and it just blooms, and it just the way they are, and it becomes, you're not only witnessing their amazing love, you become a part of it. And that is why I am so drawn to doing this. And even when we were doing translation, me and other amazing translators like Linda, who's here with us, who's done the French translation, and Paola, who did the Italian translation, just watching the film over and over and having the words come through you in English and then in other languages, it's just so powerful, and we're so thankful. And yeah, I would like to hear more other people. I see that Piero has something to say.
Thank you for that, Yael. Kelly, I just wanted to point out that there's been some great questions coming in from our YouTube audience, and I'm sure they would love to have the elders especially answer them.
Absolutely. Thank you, Piero. So here's a beautiful question. How do those who are not indigenous carry out ceremony and sacred space for the earth without appropriating indigenous culture? Or do we believe that all of us have indigenous blood deep in our DNA? So I'd like to open that up for elders to share. Yes, Suzanne.
Well, I feel the first thing is to get rid of definitions. And the thing is, I keep hearing we're talking about bringing us all together. It doesn't matter what background we're from, what we know, whatever. There's a feeling inside of our spirit. And I think we should look at spirit instead of who is indigenous and who isn't. And as far as I'm concerned, one of the things that I've found out through my life and when I was very young is that spirit is something that is not born, and therefore it can never die. So that's the whole thing about life and death. There is no death. There is an absence somewhere of something. It could be a body, but that body spirit lives forever because it's never born, it never dies.
that's what exists and what, for a better, for lack of a better term, God. That's a term people have used through centuries to try to describe what is the author of this. And that's where I see where people, like so someone mentioned, of all ages, it can be some 6-year-old that says something and just knocks you over, that is so profound and so right to the point, and right pierces the veil of appearances to what is really behind that. And that's what someone just said, this is what all of us are. And whether we're indigenous or native or whatever, those are terms that we put so we can determine, oh, is that an elder? And I'll say, no, it's a youngster. Haha. And so that's where, if we get rid of these definitions and just say, let us hear. Let us hear what someone is saying, what they're using, whatever language. If it has to be translated from some other hoochie boochie language, that's fine. But whatever it is, we need to communicate that spirit. And you can't see a spirit. Our eyeballs can see a form. I can see you people on the screen here. Okay, that's the form. But to pierce through that veil, to see through you, I can see your face, I can see your expression, but behind that, all I have to do is just go inside myself and say, there, each one of these people are spirit. So if we get rid of the definitions, and whoever we see, wherever we see, and we hear someone say something, whoa, whoa, so profound, like, who is that? Go find out and start a talking circle. To me, it's that simple. Like, if you start a talking circle, then just like the ones that Larry and the rest of you started, look what's happened. Thank you.
Beautiful.
I'm kind of waving over here. If I can say something to that question about cultural appropriation, I think that it's both real and not, and I think it all depends on the intention, the heart of the person who's experiencing another culture. I engage in cultural appropriation every time I go to a sushi restaurant. You know, I'm taking somebody else's culture, and enjoying it too. And so the question, the thing that has happened, and it's happened so often around the world, is people will come in and will receive a gift from the people I call the keepers, what we call indigenous people, the people that keep the sacred wisdom. So they'll receive this gift, and then they just think it's theirs. You know, they'll take it and not even acknowledge that it was given. They just take it and run with it. I think that that's the kind of cultural appropriation that people very rightly should be objecting to. I was doing some work some years ago here in Oregon with groups of Native Americans, and there were a number of people who are not Native American invited to participate in the ceremonies in the group. And so at one point, this one guy, we'll call him John, came to me, a young white guy, and he said, Joe, the elder of our group, just blessed my drum, so that means I am now a shaman, and I am going to go out in the world and I'm going to teach people, you know, and so on and so forth. I'm looking at this guy. He's got no shaman around him, no shaman energy, and so I said, no, that's okay. And so I later saw Joe, and I said, I heard you sent, this other guy out into the world as a shaman. And Joe said, all I said was, nice drum. And so we can take things out of proportion. We can assume things. We can, if we are constantly being thankful and we're constantly acknowledging where we got that from, okay, then I think that you will be on that you will have to be worried less about cultural appropriation. And as long as and so when you think that you need to put yourself in front of the group, or maybe you are the group now. When you take the medicine wisdom from keeper people and then take it back to your laboratory and do gene sequencing on it and call it some drug and make billions of dollars and give absolutely nothing back to the people who gave it to you, that's called cultural appropriation. And I think that is the thing that we need to be, I think that the questioner is rightfully concerned with.
Thank you for these powerful words. And along that line, I just got another question that I think we can keep going. It says, without being raised in a culturally prayerful upbringing, I do not know about genuine prayer. How do you elders and wisdom weavers recommend connecting to the divinity within and without?
My recommendation is to simply listen. Listen to yourself, listen to the forest, listen to the birds, listen to the earth. Just listen and you will learn.
Anyone else have something they'd like to share on the call?
Maybe Suzanne, do you have anything to add?
I'd like to say thank you to Sabra. That was beautiful.
I would like to mention something in regard to what Suzanne said. This morning in London, I was in a Zoom call with some young people who are leaders of youth movement here in the UK. And they are looking forward to working with elders. They want elders in their life to help them and guide them in what they need to co-create now for the next 7 generations. But I was in this call and I was listening to them, and I was listening to some elders. And I felt like, OMG, they're coming to me for advices, but I need them to advise me more than anything else. So I felt like, I'm not sure I can do the job, but I was really amazed by the wisdom, how guided they are. And I know Mother Earth was speaking through them. And they might not be aware of that yet, but they are a most beautiful young generation. And I know that they also want to talk to all of you. Oh.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I would like to add something that I've learned from Kuyo, from Malarian, and from my teachers here in Hawaii, that prayer is gratitude. Prayer is thanking life for what we receive. Often we're taught prayer is asking for something, and really it's acknowledging what is flowing to us freely and from spirit. And the spirit that's moving through all things is providing exactly what we need in every moment. And as Makana said in the film, you know, we've been given everything we need. We just have to be listening and observing and receiving and honoring and acknowledging what is available to us. And that is the magic of letting go of thinking we need something else. So I really want to just also honor the prayer of gratitude between people, for the earth and for the elements. Anyone else have any comments on this thread? And otherwise I'll bring up another question. Yeah, Jeffrey.
So the way I can tell if I'm with an elder or not is when I feel blessed by everything that that person's saying. And when that person is talking with a great deal of love and compassion and non-judgment and holding your highest worth and good and in reflecting your highest good and your highest beauty to you, then you know you're being blessed by an elder. It could be a child, it could be an elder. And I also want to say that inside of each of us is an elder and all these little children. And so I want to go back to what Sabra said, listen to your body. Your body's always talking to you. Your belly knows if you're in fear or if you're feeling really open and spacious. Your heart knows if it's hurting. You know, that body, listen to what that pain has to tell you. I had a pain in the neck yesterday. It's gone today because I went into the pain and the pain came as a buffalo and it said, connect to the herd. And as soon as I got the message, the pain went away. So I just wanted to share those things.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jeffrey. So I'm getting another beautiful question that is, what should women be doing now to help in the transition? How do we step more fully into our roles? And I would love to direct this question to Yael because she does such beautiful work with women and also just being a voice for what she hears Kuyok talking a lot about the role of the sacred role of the women in this time. If you feel inspired to share, Yael.
Sure. We have I started having women's circles when I was in Israel. I'm now in Alaska. And what we do is we started doing virtual circles before Corona because we had women from different places and we were wishing to sit together in a circle. And what happens when as Kuyach says, when women get together in true sisterhood is it creates like a womb. Kuyach's people, the Unangan, they refer to the womb at the center of the universe as the place where all things are created from. And we women have that in us. We have a replica of that in our energetic field. And we sometimes forget, human as we are, but when we are with our sisters, our bodies remember even before we do, you know, consciously, because the wombs, you know, how women, when they feel protected, they start cycling together. And so when we step into that blood consciousness, if you will, we can really connect a lot faster and it creates like a womb between all the women that are in the circle when it's true non-judgmental love, that like the one I was talking about, the elders, where it's also for me just feels like a womb when it just protects all of you. You don't have to stand, sit, lie. Your body is totally floating in a space of true love. And women have the ability to remember that faster because our wombs carries that. And so we remind each other and we are creating that kind of womb when these circles are good. Of course, there's a lot of ones there too. And yeah, so this is what happens, and I feel that if women do that and help each other remember it more, then new things can be birthed. We never know what is going to happen. I never bring something from home that I already thought of. I could do that, but then my womb will open up and tell me to say something else. And so we have that connection to the womb at the center of the universe, to Mother Earth, to all other things. And we have forgotten it. And that is why we need each other, our sister women, to remind us of that, and through that to humanity, because our bodies know change. They know in a physical sense the constant change of the cycle, of the pregnancy, of the birth, of the milk, of the no blood, all that. We are the agents of change. And so we are less afraid maybe of change, or we have gone through it. And so we can, a native woman from here, from Alaska, told me that during the times of the changing seasons, women would gather together to do sacred work to help the whole community to go through a change, because a change is a difficult thing. And that was before we knew how transformative these times are going to be. So women at these times, please let us recall our knowledge of change and of each other, and of how our wombs sink in a circular way. It's not like an alpha woman, everybody just follows that womb, but it's a deeper listening to the rhythm of nature, of Mother Earth, of the motherhood inside us, the motherhood that we all once were in, men, women, children. So thank you.
Thank you, Yael. Is there anyone else that would like to respond to this question? Yeah, Andrea.
Well, I've been interviewing a lot of elders lately, and one of the things that I was told about 8 years ago, around 2012, was we are in the time of the rise of the sacred feminine. And so I have founded the Sacred Feminine Learning Lodge, to help spread that idea of a rise of something, and you could say it's the rise of Indigenous teachings, or the widespread knowledge of Indigenous teachings. It's a widespread rising of caring for the earth. So it's the sacred feminine is that which has been devalued in life, really. It's a ringing forth. And so one of the things that the elders keep saying, because I keep saying the rise of the sacred feminine is not female or male, it's feminine, which means the nurturing of men is rising, the emotional expression is rising, all of these things, the caring, the nurturing nature of how we treat the earth is rising. But one thing that they keep saying is it is the time of woman. And back when we were in ceremonies, I'm by the way, I'm Andrea, a Métis woman from Canada. A lot of the men that were coming out of ceremony back in the 80s and 90s all came out saying, it's the time of woman. I was told it's the time of woman. And so, of course, when I understood that in a big way, it's the rise of the sacred feminine as a global community. But women have a deep, deep, important role to play. And I keep hearing it over and over again, that women need to step into what Yael said, that power of the womb, our natural knowing of the rhythms of life, and our ability to translate that from the inside to the outside, and to help our loved ones through that, is that we do have a role, but we also have to remember ourselves. We have to go inward. We have to discover our own power. We have to discover our voice. There's a mass awakening of our voices, which is why a lot of people are feeling some pain here during this time. And so it starts with us, one woman, one female human at a time, and giving permission for our men, for our loved ones, for the non-gendered, non-binary people. It starts with inside, and honoring your own sacred feminine will be the key.
Thank you, Andrea. So powerful. And to honor that, and to also acknowledge, Ilarion says in the film, it's we've been in these great imbalances of masculine and feminine, and now we have the opportunity to all come into balance in our inner feminine and masculine. And that is such an incredible centering that we're all coming into through our hearts together. So about time to wrap it up here. I had one fun question that I wanted to address. Is someone wrote in what we had noticed in the, let's see what it says. What are we experiencing spiritually, telepathically, energetically from the unseen spirits and beings? And I really want to acknowledge this, because I want to say at the heart of Wisdom Weavers, it has been fueled by magic and such incredible synchronicities and rainbows and dolphins. And I just really want to open this up for folks, because I want to invite again that curiosity, that inner child, that we live from a place of co-creative magic with the earth and each other. So anyone have anything to share about the magic of Wisdom Weavers or in your own life that you're seeing come alive in this time? Yeah, Suzanne.
Well, the way I see it is, I've often thought, my dad told me when I was a little kid, that I would look at something like a spider and say, I am that. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
That I am that. And so all my life, I have looked at things and said, I am that. I am that. I am that. A tree, a snail, some creepy crawly that, daddy long legs that I used to be so afraid of. And my dad said, and I realized I am that. And that's why I found out much later in my life from a philosopher, I think it was Martin Buber, said that is a part of wisdom, is when you connect with everything that lives as you. And I've found that the most powerful thing when I feel lonely, or if I feel, spit upon or whatever, because I speak up or whatever's going on, is if I can think beyond that veil of anyone and say, I am you. And of any animal, I am that. Then it connects everything that lives to this incredible wonder, this awe that you just drop your jaw and say, what the hell is going on?
Cool. Thank you, Suzanne. I love you. And that echoes the phrase Angwan that we share a lot in Wisdom Weavers, that comes from Ilarion's people. Angwan means hello, my other self. And so I invite folks to keep greeting their other selves every moment, and discover the magic and the curiosity of what gifts we're all carrying in these times, and help bring them out in each other. So we're going to wrap it up here pretty soon. I'm seeing a comment that wants to be shared, just acknowledging our gratitude for the elders and for this time and for this film, to just really see how hungry we are to connect with our hearts and with the ancient wisdom, and to move together, sharing our gifts. Just thank you, everybody, for showing up. Yes.
Just Mona just joined in now. Mona Polaka. So
oh
yeah, let's hear from Mona, our elder.
Wonderful. Aloha, Mona. You'll need to unmute yourself, and we welcome you to share.
Okay. My goodness. I must be on the wrong time. But I just want to greet everyone and wish everyone a happy Earth Day. And we are standing at a point in time when it's so important for us to put our hearts, our minds, our spirits together, and to focus on the beauty of our life here on Mother Earth, to give thanks for all of the divine creations that give us our life, our basic foundation of life, the water, the air, the fire, and the earth, and all of the other living forms of Mother Earth that we share with, the plants, the animal life, the four-legged, the winged, the water life, all of these things that we share our life with. and our sacred connection to all of them, and how we are all interdependent, and we all contribute in some way to the fabric of life through how we walk our everyday life, how we speak with one another, or even speaking to the good creator. And one of the most important parts of our existence should be gratitude, love, faith, hope, and charity, to share with one another in a good way, good heart, good mind, good body, and good spirit. Those are some thoughts I have for today, and I'd like to congratulate the wisdom weavers on the film that was launched today, and may it travel around the world and reach all of those that are at a point in their lives where they haven't decided how to make the change that's necessary for us to continue to have a good life here on Mother Earth. So I pray that they will be blessed to receive the message, take it to heart, and then put it into practice, to make it their own mission to live in gratitude, and to think about not only our lives today, but also the lives of our children, our grandchildren, our unborn, and all of the generations that are yet to come, the ones we will not see. Those are my thoughts, and I appreciate you giving me the time this moment here, and blessings to each and every one of you. May we all have a long life and prosperity in the basic needs that we have in our life today. Thank you. Esculi.
Skuli, thank you. Grandmother Mona. Such seeds of nourishment. Thank you. And we're gonna end the call here pretty soon. And so I was gonna ask if you'd be willing to do the closing prayer in a few moments.
Sure, I'll do that.
And letting go of the riverbank. I know we're over the time here, but it feels so potent and to all be here together. So I'd love to open it up just for a last moment. If anyone has a burning sharing in their heart that wants to be spoken before we shift.
Just to remind everybody about Saturday, that we have a talking circle where the elders are going to share, and the rest of us are going to listen with them as they share about the heart and earth and their wisdom.
And that's going to be Saturday, this coming Saturday, and it'll be here on the YouTube channel as well. So tune back in. I think that's at, what time is that one, Yael?
It's 11 Alaska time. I don't know what it is.
Noon Pacific time. Yeah, that's great. And on that note, we invite folks who want to stay connected to Wisdom Weavers. You can follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, Wisdom Weavers of the World, and also on our website, wisdomweavers.world, where we'll have continued webinars and virtual gatherings and ways for people to share their gifts to help this web to keep growing stronger, so we can be nourished by each other and nourish our communities and receive the gifts of everybody's blessings. And Piro, do you have anything else to add for Wisdom Weavers outreach and connection?
Just that we really consider all of you watching this as becoming part of an extended family, because that is what the elders are teaching us, to connect with everyone, not us and them, not elders and Wisdom Weavers team and all of you out there, but this is really about all of us connecting for the world. So thank you for being with us.
And can I say give a big hug all of you together. We have to just join this huge circle. I just want to hug you all and say, you're all so beautiful. Thank you.
Maybe we could start the world's biggest online hug circle.
And another thing, Kelly, every time you speak, there's the most beautiful bird song behind you. I think it all also came from Prajna. It's just like a beautiful song going on in the background or foreground.
Yay. Oh, well, this is so beautiful. May we be nourished by this energy and spread it everywhere we go. And may all those who watch the film from now on just be the beautiful shining lights around this world as we illuminate the path forward together. So thank you all for being here. And Grandmother Mona, I would love it if you would share a closing prayer. I think you'll have to unmute yourself, Mona.
Okay. Thank you for giving me this opportunity and honor.
So I think you'll have to turn off the other computer and then just unmute yourself on your phone or whichever you're using. Just one device, please. Yeah. There we go.
To say thank you for giving me this honor. And I'm going to just go ahead and sing a prayer song. And I'd like to ask you all to join me in your prayer.
Mona, it's recorded. Is that okay?
Yes, okay.
Okay, thank you.
He'll know, you when they are not, he'll not, hey, nay. He'll know, you when they are not, he'll not, hey, nay. He'll know, you when they are not, he'll not, hey, nay. You when they are not, hey, nay, away. God bless our beloved Mother Earth. Oh, with you, Kayo, Hiana, hey, nay. You when they know, Hiana, hey, nay. Hey, know, Hiano. You when they na, Hiana, hey, nay. Hey, know, Hiano. You when they na, Hiana, hey, nay. You when they na, hey, nay, away. Hey, know, you when they na, na, hey, nay. Hey, know, you when they na, na, hey, nay. Hey, know, you when they na, na, hey, nay. You when they na, hey, nay, away. Bless all the divine creations. Oh, which kayo hiana hey nay. You when they know hiana hey nay. Hey no hiano. Hey nay. You when they na hey nay away. Hey no. You when they na hey nay. Hey no. You when they na hey nay. Hey no. You when they na hey nay. You when they na hey nay away. God bless all our friends and relations. Oh, which kayo hiana hey nay. You when they know hiana hey nay. Hey no hiano. You when they na hiana hey nay. Hey no hiano. You when they na hiana hey nay. You when they na hey nay away. Bless all our future generations. Oh, which kayo hiana hey nay. You when they know hiana hey nay. Hey no hiano. You when they na hiana hey nay. Hey, no, he no. You win a na, he na, hey, nay. You win a na, hey, nay, away. Receive all of our prayer and blessings. Oh, woe, chia, kayo, hiana, hey, nay. You and nay, no, hiana, hey, nay. Hey, no, no. You and nay, na, hiana, hey, nay. Hey, no, no. You and nay, na, hiana, hey, nay. You and nay, na. Nay, away. Bless us with good health and happiness. Oh, wawachia kayo hiana hey nay. Yawane no hiana hey nay. Hey no hiano. Yawane na hiana hey nay. Hey no hiano. Yawane na hiana hey nay. Yawane away. Escalade, thank you, each and every one of you. May you have a beautiful, wonderful day and a beautiful, wonderful life on Mother Earth.
Esquili, toda, Goralako.
Thank you, everybody, for being present together at this time and giving thanks for all the beings that have helped support this co-creation for us to all weave our hearts together. Blessings on this Earth Day and every day. Much love. Thank you. Aloha. Angwan, and stay connected in your heart through the internet. We'll see ya on the internet.
Aloha.
Ciao, Jim. Aloha.
Thank you, Suzanne, Helen, Sabra, Helen.
Love
you. Happy spring.
Happy. Love ya.
Woo. Yay. Thank you, everybody.
Big hugs.
Big hugs. Love you.
Love you.
Linda.
Hi,
Thank you,
Linda.
everybody. I love you. It was amazing. Thank you for all this love, all this energy, and I send you also all my love. I love you. I miss you. I miss you. I miss you so much.
Yeah, we miss you.
Yeah, je t'aime.
Yeah.
Gracias, Ivan. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Violet, for all your amazing support and energy.
And work, unbelievable amount of work.
Yeah, thank you. My pleasure.
And thank you to
Sharing
Firefly.
with everybody. Just sharing with everybody that through the end of the day today, we can host watch parties on Facebook with our friends.